we must pay homage to him.
So what I want to say OG goated anime that you hear people talk about all the time. This is the best, it's greatest. Like some people try not to compare it. Which anime for you has just never been that great, right? Like it has to be one of those anime that like you don't really argue with people because you're not gonna win that fight. But when everybody start hyping it up, you just kind of like back off and go dissociate, do something else. I'll start this out because I already know people gonna hate on this, but I hear people and I have to accept it all the time that Cowboy Bebop is just like the GOAT, it's the greatest anime, uncomparable, spike this, spike that. I ain't gonna lie. Don't like it that much. And the crazy thing is, one of my favorite genres is like kind of like westerns and stuff like that. Don't like Cowboy Bebop like that.
I feel you. I'm gonna go ahead and toss mine out there, and I think the a specific fanboy community is gonna be really mad, but Fully Cooley, I just never got it. Motherfuckers have hyped that shit to me to the moon. Like, oh my god, you don't watch Fully Cooley, you don't love Fully Cooley, and I've tried multiple times to watch the show. It's not a lot of episodes. I think it's like 7 episodes or something like that, but I don't get it. It's never been that for me.
No, I'm agreeing. That was low key about to be mine, but just to like piggy, I just looked at it too, and I was like, "Oh, perfect!" And you said it. But anyways, no, the one thing I will piggyback on is that like I get it's actually low key kind of the same reason why I feel like maybe Player 5 ain't about Cowboy Bebop, but as far as like more so with Fully Cooley, just talking about the aspects as far as like adolescence, growing up, et cetera, those are still like very, very, what would you call them? Like low-key topics in the anime. And as far as like our generation, and we were like literally kids watching like both these shows, it's like it's really hard to appreciate all it really is because you just simply don't get it. And even with some more time, it's still super low-key that you got to look into almost every single detail to even possibly get. So it's just not something that's just going to hit everyone right off the bat. And to be honest, I'm a little surprised too as far as to how popular it is, considering again Extremely. How low key it is also. But you know what? Whatever. So for some people, that's for some people. But to shoot out, I guess maybe another one. Actually, yep, Lupin the Third. I'm gonna throw out Lupin the Third simply because I just
who are these?
I don't know. Like I think it's more so that there's too many episodes because there's just so many seasons, so many chapters, and I feel like you can get too much of just the whole simple thieving, misdirection, misconception kind of concept for an anime. And I just feel like maybe a season 1, maybe a season 2, but I mean, we're talking about literally came out before we were born, and they're still making new eps. And I just feel like that's a little too
much. Can I just pause and interject and say, usually I'm the one with the disrespectful opinions out here, but today I see MGG and Jugga just came today. They're like, man, we really targeted goats. Like, okay,
so, that's crazy. I don't see. Like, I'm sorry.
Look, to me, the way you introed that, like the resonation of how you like, I can't argue with niggas about its greatness. Mm-hmm. I just am quiet when people talk about it. That's exactly how I feel about Fully Cooley. Like, it's literally that. I'm not gonna hate on you for loving it. I just never got what it gave to everybody.
Exactly.
Else. And before we get into that, because you, it's almost like you read the comment section. Nicholas popped up in the comments.
He better not have said
on Player 5 to say something cool. That's what he said.
I thought he was about to come for Takamichi and them. Because
crazy.
They be hating, man.
Oh,
I'm telling you. But yeah, Deuce, you the last one. What's yours?
Yeah, mine was inuyasha. That shit was just trash. It was boring as fuck. Right.
Come on, Bogota Chihuahua didn't hit you in
even as a kid. I watched I had to force myself to finish it because I was like, oh, maybe it gets better, maybe it gets better, and then the ending, like, it didn't even end.
You had that mindset as a kid?
Yeah, that ending was bullshit.
Oh, well, that's true.
But it was just boring. Like, that's all hype. There's no reason. If you watch it today, you would probably think the same thing. Guaranteed.
Well, I mean yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna fight you on that, but I mean, as a kid, it was like one of the, like OG, at least in our heads, almost a shonen
Exactly,
anime.
bro.
Right?
That's all it is. It's just an OG. It's an old ass anime. Nigga.
The only thing I agree with you for most of that. The only part that I give Inuyasha some save for was the part where they resurrected those like old humans. I think that was the only part I was like kind of like interested in. I forgot what the name of the group was, but there was these like old human niggas that died a while ago. They got resurrected. And they all had like special type of weapons and shit. I fucked with that arc, but everything else pretty much felt like Inuyasha either saying Iron Reaver Soul Stealer a bunch of fucking times or saying whatever the fucking sword move was
Windscar.
that he spammed for
Windscar, bro.
Windscar. All over and over again. And then Moroku taking in some poison bugs.
True.
It felt like the Iron Man episodes. Like, if you ever watch like old school Iron Man, I felt like every other episode was like, oh shit, my battery's dying, and that was like the chaos of the show.
Ooh.
It was like that for Moroku with poison bugs. It was like every time he did Wind Tunnel, there was always a poison bug that got sucked in, and then we had to deal with that for like half the episode. I'm like, bro, we don't have a counter for this yet?
Right.
It had happened like 10 times now, my boy.
Yeah. Man, I had another one that was in my head. I ain't got it right now, though.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for it to come out.
Yeah, it's right there, but I was thinking about y'all stuff. I forgot. But it's right here. It's right here, though.
All right. When it comes to you, feel free to interrupt and let us know. Is that it, though, on the story time?
Yeah.
All right.
Might have to be.